doodly, man. Let's just doodly, man. Let's just doodly. Check this out. Take a picture of this too. I went to City Hall today in LA, out of all places in the United States, and actually in the world, there are people like us, especially this guy. We are like fighting for our fucking murals for wall space, and we got all this stuff out here. Dude, this is like, I can spit in the LA River. The LA River is right there, like a fucking 100 yards away. I mean, what the fuck, you know? Think about it, and that's what's fucked up. This shit, you know? Went to City Hall today. See, this is what they give you as a visitor when you're in City Hall. A story behind this. Today was supposed to be a mural meeting in City Hall, and they keep kind of like pushing it around. And you know, graffiti writers right now, what we're going through in LA is that with this whole, we're actually a community that builds murals. You know, we're known for our murals, and they've been drying up in LA. And with the whole graffiti culture coming up in the '90s, like we started collaborating with them. So you know, say shout out, that's what's up. You know, and it's a crying shame. You know what I'm saying? It is. You know, there's a lot of mentoring going on in these environments, as you can already see. Like, you know, and that's the main thing. You know, we need our art spaces. So I took it upon myself. That's how I ended up here today. That's how I ended up here. I made a day out of it, and I immediately called this guy because, of course, he knows the ins and outs. Like I'm over here, but I got moved back to Wednesday. You know, to have all this bureaucracy surrounded around just being like free art spaces, walls and stuff.
I'm picking this piece right here from one of my friends. He runs the Boyle Heights Paranormal Group. They have like tours of the paranormal spots in here in Boyle Heights, like the old buildings and shit. Mostly the hospital right here. It's called Linda Vista. They shoot a lot of films and all that shit in there. My friend, he's the caretaker, and so they started the Boyle Heights Paranormal Club or some shit like that. And that motherfucker's been coming up, man. Like, you know, they rent the space out to the movies, and they rent it out to other paranormal clubs, and you know, so the homie hit me up about doing some stuff there. So he let me use the haunted building as a studio for a few months. And after me using the space for a few months, for like a month, you know, we parted ways, whatever, and he came through recently and gave me a bunch of gallons of paint that I used for a mural and that we did inside the Juvenile Detention Center in Malibu, over there in the mountains, Camp Miller. And we did a big old mural there, and you know, most of the paint was donated by the homeboy that I'm doing this piece for. So this is really just like a thank you gift. He actually requested me to do he goes, paint me a piece of wood, paint me a piece with a bunch of skulls. And then he came up with the idea of, like, instead of the Hollywood sign, put Boyle Heights, you know what I mean? And so that's kind of like, this is his idea, this was his vision. I'm just kind of like painting it for him. And really, you know, it could change meanings at all times, you know, because this could represent a lot of different things, you know. It could represent, yeah, you know, the paranormal club, whatever, but it could also represent, like, you know, like this guy has a bullet on his head, who has a cracked skull. It could represent like the violence that disappeared, that used to be here. It's still here, it hasn't disappeared really, but it was a lot worse back in the 90s and the 80s around here. And so, and even before that, talking about stolen land and shit like that, it's just the bones of the natives, you know, the people that were here first. And so, you know, it just goes back and how we're just kind of like, we're all just standing on the shoulders of those before us and shit. So, you know, this is what this.
So you had like a little sketch, or he kind of gave an idea and you ran with it, or?
Nah, I just sketched it directly here, you know.
Freestyle.
I just freestyled it and shit. I kind of tried to picture the Hollywood Hills in my head, and I looked up a few photos, but I didn't find nothing I liked, so I just kind of. But you know, that's what it is, you know. It's a mountain of skulls and shit, you know. I still gotta finish the letters up a little and some of the detail, but just, you know, it's getting there, just chilling. But yeah, we're right here at ES Studios, Boyle Heights.
Right.
And we have events here, we have art shows, and we're gonna be having some art shows coming up. And when we're not doing that, we're having parties in here, and we're doing classes, art classes. And when we're not doing that, you know, we're just using the space to create and, you know, bring out positiveness into the world, and, you know, like open space for all of us to create. Soul Skating, Los Angeles, right next door. They're the ones that are helping us here to make sure this happens. It continues to happen. And we have the skating classes here. We have the art classes here, and it's all connected. It's all connected to the skate shop and to the youth in the neighborhood right here.
Got a special guest in the house.
What's up? Yeah,
Everywhere. Nowadays, Swan is everywhere all over LA.
So what do you want to know, man? What's up?
What are you doing here? What type of piece you got going on here?
Yeah. All right, Swan One, of course. UTI. I'm out here chilling in East Los Angeles, Boyle Heights, and just hanging out, man. Just coming out, visiting my peoples, do a chore. Chose them, there. So scratch that. I usually don't do interviews like late in the evening because of after the 420 battle.
Make sure that gets edited.
Yeah, it's all good. No.
All right.
All right, this will be a pitch. It'll be like, well, this is just something that I'm working on right now. I'm hanging out with what's your name? Yolis over here. Yolis, and just doodling. I come out to East Los. I get inspired when I come out to this part of the city, and there's a lot of culture, and there's just a lot of inspiration for me. So I had to go to City Hall today. There was a meeting that got pushed back about the murals thing. I got confused. It got pushed back to Wednesday, but definitely I build on a lot of inspiration out here, and I've been able to establish myself with some crews out here, and my boy Chose, invited me to come over to the studio and come and check it out today. And so I'm just here vibing, just doodling on other things, hanging out. And my father and stuff like that. That's it. A skateboard shop next door. It's right here in Boyle Heights, California. So it's good. It's not too far from the LA River. You know what I'm saying? I'm just doodling, man. Just making a mess. Just doing some graffiti. The story behind this is the story behind this piece here is because Yoli's over here. She wanted to know what graffiti art was, so I was kind of like showing her like my style of like it can be anything, and just kind of building on the stuff that I've learned, through my personal journeys and my personal travels.
It's always good when you pass the graffiti to the young
like the UTI. This is like an S, and these are like little letters and like little, and these are some really groovy markers here that. Raul, Mr. Gonzalez over here has these see these felt tip markers? Check these out. Look at these. Look at these. Look at those lines. Look at the brush lines on there. The brush strokes on this bad boy. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful?
It looks like a mohawk now.
Isn't it beautiful? These lines over here you can get with this marker. It's just really cool.
And this too.
See? That's it. Once you start hitting them like that, then you can murder them.
Dropping the knowledge to the youngsters.
That's it. Yeah.
Give her about 15 years, 10 years, she'll be on the scene.
For sure. Actually, she worked on a piece over here.
Right.
I gave it away to a girl that I know.
Yeah. There was some
I'll make another one.
Yeah. We got another kid over here just chilling. Kick it. Just building,
His name is
Jesus. Yeah, just always building, man. That's it. Yeah.
If you got some liquor, pass that. Rolling up some weed, pass that. Got some money for me, pass that. Pass that over, let me have that. You a phony MC, pass that. Don't know in your history. Past that, can't rock a party. Past that, pass the microphone, let me have that.
Fantastic crafted, I'm a lovable bastard. I'm a man with a plan, who is he? Goddamn, in the booth so long, feeling like I can't stand. DJs rock harder when they playing my jam. Sadistic, twisted, take a blink and you missed it. Whole world got up, lyrically I just shifted. All the fake MCs to the rear of the room. Little dusty, I should sweep you up with a broom. Contagious ages, animal out of cages. Do good, do bad, still going through phases. I am nice with a pen, I'm a microphone.